A Brief History of Seven Killings, Disc 15.
Sir Arthur George Jennings. Now something new is blowing through the air. An ill wind, a malaria. Still more will have to suffer, and many more will have to die. 2, 3, 100, 889. Meanwhile, I see you whirling like a dervish under the rhythm and above it, jumping up and down the stage, always landing on your Brutus toe. Years before on the football field, a player wearing running spikes, who plays football in running spikes, stumped on your cleats and slashed the toe. When you were still a boy, you nearly sliced it in two with a hoe. A cancer is a rebellion, a cell gone rogue against the body, with turncoats turning the other way and seducing parts of you to do the same. I will divide your parts and conquer. I will shut down your limbs one by one and spill poison in your bones, because look, there is nothing in me but blackness. No matter how many times your mother wrapped it in gauze and sprinkled it with Gold Bond medicated powder, your toe was never going to heal. And now something new is blowing. 3 white men have knocked on your door. 5 years before, the first warned you not to leave. Deep into 1978, the third, they always knew where to find you, warned you not to come back. The second came bearing gifts. You can't even remember him now, but he came like one of the 3 wise men, with a box wrapped like Christmas. You opened it and jumped. Somebody knew that every man in the ghetto wished he was the man that shot Liberty Valance. Brown boots, snakeskin, flirting with red. Somebody knew you loved boots almost as much as you loved brown leather pants. You pulled on the right boot and screamed like that boy who chopped his foot trying to split a coconut. You pulled off the boot, flung it aside, and watched your big toe spurt blood with every pump of your pulse. Gilly and Georgie, they had knives handy. An incision in the stitch, flaying the skin of the boot, and there it was, a thin, pointed copper wire. A straight and perfect needle that made you think of Sleeping Beauty. Something new is blowing. At the foot of Waurika Hills, the man called Copper leaves the house and closes the gate. Navy blue night is running and passing and running. He makes 2 steps and doesn't make a third. The man called Copper drops and spits the little blood that doesn't rush out of his chest and belly. The gunman drops the M1, changes his mind, picks it up, then runs to the car already on the move. You were in the studio, with the band making a new tune. Clocks tick by in Jamaica time. Watchers take 2 hits of the collyweed and pass on the left. 2 guitar leads wrap around each other, coiling tight like a snake fight. The new guitarist with shorter dreads, the rocker who loves Hendrix, plugs out. You shoot him a quick look, with eyes wide open. Don't leave. Me don't have much time. Something new is blowing. The Don called Papa Lowe rides home from the races in a taxi cruising down the causeway with the windows rolled down. Somebody makes a joke, and the sea salt wind snatches his wide laugh. The road does not bend, just curves into a bridge rising up, then leading down into 3 police cars blocking the road. He knows they know who he is even before his driver stops. They know he knows they know, even before they shout, "Routine spot check." He knows before they arrive that there will be more cars creeping up behind him. Police number 1 says, "Remove from the vicinity of the car so that we can search the car. Move over to the left and keep walking till you is in front of the wild bush by the side of the road." Police number 2 finds his 38. Police number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 fire. Some will say 44, some will say 56 bullets. The exact number of shells found at 56 Hope Road that week in December 1976. You're playing football in Paris, in the green field below the Eiffel Tower. You play with anyone up for a game. Star-struck white boys, and that man from the French national team. Your crew, even after years of touring, never get used to it. Cities that never sleep. They are sluggish, even though it's afternoon. The French do not play like the British. None of this single-player peacock business. These boys move like a unit, even though most have not even met before. One of them makes a bad play, steps hard on your right toe, and tears the nail off. Something new is blowing. The man who had me killed pays the Wang Gang $60 a day to shoot up on 2 of the 8 lanes. The 2 lanes nearest the sea. Lanes run wild with rusting zinc fences and corrosive shitwater. The gang drives up at random lulls in the day, opening fire with all guns in a total sweep. A torrent of bullets. A shower. You are in London. Cut off that toe. Cut it off right now, the doctor says without looking you in the face. Stuff those boots with tissue, with cotton, with putty, and mum's the word. The room smells of antiseptic thrown on shit to mask it, and of iron, as if somebody in the next ward is scouring steel pots. But Rasta already think a lame toe is a curse from God. What do you think they'll make of an amputated one? You're in Miami. The doctor cuts out the spot and grafts skin from the left foot. It's a success, he says, but not with those words. You can't remember the words exactly, but he says your cancer is gone, you have no cancer, and every night that you stomp down Babylon from the stage, your right boot fills near the brim with blood. Something new is blowing. Tony McPherson, the PNP Member of Parliament, and his bodyguard are trapped in Augustown. Gunmen from the hills, but allied with Copenhagen City, descend on the 2 and open fire. They fire back. Gunmen blast holes in the car door, the window, and bullets bounce off the windshield. The gunmen shell heavy, but stay far back behind fence and bush reined in with barbed wire. Sirens, police. The gunman's footsteps in a mad retreat that fades with each step. Car wheels whip up gravel and spin until they grip the road. Sirens cut off. Boots hit the ground. The police are getting closer, louder. Tony McPherson stands up first with a wide smile on his face, a heave and a sigh of relief one could see from 400 feet away. The 3rd bullet goes through his neck sideways, explodes the medulla, and kills everything below the neck, before his brain realizes he's dead. You are in New York. It's September 21st. Everybody knows you were always the first to wake and the last to go to sleep, especially in the studio. Nobody notices you haven't done either in a year. You wake up burning. The mattress has sucked 2 pounds of water from your skin, but you can hear the air conditioner humming somewhere near you. You think of the pain on the right side of your head, and it's there. Now you wonder if the pain was just a thought until you thought about it. Or maybe the pain was in you for so long that it became an unseen part of the body, a mole, hidden between toes. Or maybe you did speak a curse into being like the old women up in the hills would say. You do not know it's September 21st. You have no memory of the second show the night before. You have no idea where you are or who is here with you. But at least you know this is New York. Something new is blowing. Isilda says to Christopher, "Make sure you eat up all your food. You think chicken back cheap?" Her boy swallows 3 bites in one gulp and makes a dash for the door. He halts and grabs the vinyl on the counter, a hot dub pressed that day. You just remember you have work tomorrow. Isilda says, but laughs and shoos him out the door. The cha-cha boys on Gold Street are dressed to impress in gabardine pants and polyester shirts, and the sexy gals, them hot and ready in tight jeans, halter top and ting. The sound system done playing Tamlins and just drop brand new wax, the new Michigan and Smiley, but Christopher has something new from Black Uhuru that's going murder de dance. Boys and girls press tight, winding up on each other while the bass jumps on the chest and sits there. But who bring firecrackers to the party? Not firecrackers, but heavy rain bang bang banging on the zinc, but nobody getting wet. Jacqueline says out loud, just as 2 bullets blow a hole in her right breast. Her scream vanishes in the middle of everybody. She looks back once. Shadows coming from the sea. The 5-point blast of light when a machine gun fires. The selector takes one through the neck and falls. People are running and screaming and stampeding over fallen girls. Dropping 1, 2, 3. More men come from the sea, but wearing night collars and lights. They fan out and sweep. Jacqueline jumps over the zinc fences, slicing behind her knees. She runs down Lad Lane with screams still following her. She forgets that blood is shooting from her breast, falls in the middle of the lane. 2 hands pick her up and drag her away. Gunfire raining on zinc. Gold Street men have only 2 guns. More men arrive from the sea, some by land. All 3 exits closed off. Gunfire like rain wake up the sleeping policemen a few 100 feet away, who grab their guns and run to a padlocked door. The Rastafarian has nowhere to run, and the men are coming. Behind, people fall down in a slow wave. Fat Earl on the ground, just bubbling blood. The Rastafarian throws himself on Fat Earl, not yet dead, and rolls all over him to pick up the blood. By the time the gunmen get to him, they think he's the one really dead, and shoot Fat Earl. The gunmen retreat to the sea. You are jogging around a pond at Central Park South. Different country, same crew. And for a second you feel as if you're back in Bull Bay before sunrise. A run on the black sand beach, a dip in the waterfalls, maybe some football, working up a healthy appetite for breakfast all cooked by Gilly and waiting for you to get back. But you're still in New York, and humidity is already sweeping in. You lift your left leg high, widening your stride before it hits the dirt, but your right leg refuses to move. Your hip swings. Is what kind of fuckery this? But your right leg just won't move. Lift it without thinking. That doesn't work. Lift it with thinking. That doesn't work either. And now your left won't move. Both legs stall even after you've commanded them to with 3 bomber cloths. Your friend is coming up behind, and you turn to call out, but your neck twists about a ½ inch and locks. No nodding yes, no nodding no. A scream vanishes on the way from your throat to your lips. Your body is leaning and you can't stop it. No, it's not leaning, but toppling, and you cannot stretch your arms to break the fall. The ground slams into you, face first. You wake up in the Essex house. Hands and feet recover, but the fear lingers. Too weak to leave the bed, you don't know they lied to your wife only minutes before and turned her away. You wake up and smell sex, smoke, and whiskey. You see and wait, but nobody listens, nobody looks, nobody comes. Your ears wake up to friends running up charges to the room, friends snorting foot after foot of white, friends fucking groupies, friends fucking whores, friends fucking friends, Rasta man on freebase raping the sacred chillum pipe, men in suits, men on the make, businessmen drinking your wine, your room a temple waiting for Jesus to scour, or some prophet, or any prophet. but you sink in the bed, thankful that at least you can move your neck. Brooklyn boys pass by with guns. Brooklyn boys with dicks, Rasta fire, all doused out. You have no strength to stand, no lips to curse, so you whisper, "Please close the door." But nobody hears. And when Essex House bloats and bursts, the friends spill into 7th Avenue. Something new is blowing. A reverse evolution. Men, women, and children in the Rosetown ghetto start by standing and walking, sometimes running, from school to home, home to shop, shop to rum bar. By noon, everybody sits to play dominoes, to eat lunch, to do homework, to gossip about the slut on Hogshit Lane. By afternoon, everybody stoops down on the house floor. By evening, they crawl from room to room and eat dinner on the floor like bottom feeders. By night, everybody is flat on the linoleum, but nobody is asleep. Children lie on their backs and wait for the burst of bullets on zinc like hail. Bullets in traffic with bullets zipping through windows, across ceilings, bursting holes in walls, mirrors, overhead lights, and any fool that stands up. Meanwhile, the man who killed me is on TV. Michael Manley and the PNP need to call the election date now. You collapse in Pittsburgh. It's never a good thing hearing doctors talk using a word that ends in oma. The oma has hopped, skipped, and jumped from your foot to your liver, lungs, and brain. In Manhattan, they blast you with radium, and your locks drop and scatter. You go to Miami, then Mexico, to the clinic that couldn't save Steve McQueen. November 4. Your wife arranges a baptism in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Nobody knows that your name is now Berhane Selassie. You are a Christian now. Something new is blowing. On a downtown Kingston wall, IMF is Manley fault. General election called for October 30th, 1980. Somebody is driving you through Bavaria, near the Austrian border. A hospital sprouting out of the forest like magic. Hills in the background tipped with snow like cake icing. You meet the tall and frosty Bavarian, the man who helps the hopeless. He smiles, but his eyes are set too far back and they vanish in the shadow of his brow. Cancer is a red alert that the whole body is in danger, he says. Thank God the food he forbids, Rastafari had forbidden long time. A sunrise is a promise. Something new is blowing. November 1980. A new party wins the general election, and the man who killed me steps up to the podium with his brothers to take over the country. He has been waiting for so long. He leaps up the stairs and trips. The Bavarian bows out. Nobody speaks of hope. Nobody speaks of anything. You are in Miami with no memory of the flight. May 11th, eyes open. You're the first one up. Just like old times. But all you see are old woman's hands overrun with black veins and bony jutting kneecaps. A plastic machine with veins pushed into your skin, doing all the living for you. You already feel like sleep, probably from all the drugs. But this one comes on like a creeper, and you already know that wherever you go this time, there is no coming back. Something coming from out the window, sounding like that Stevie Wonder tune, Master Blaster. In New York City and in Kingston, both skies blazing bright with noon white, thunder breaks out, and a lightning bolt slashes through the clouds. Summer lightning, 3 months too early. The woman waking up in Manhattan and the woman sitting on the porch in Kingston both know you're gone. White Lines, Kids in America, August 14th, 1985.
Dorcas Palmer. You know know how them girls stay. Come all the way to America and still go on like them is some dirty whore from gully. Me tired of them girls so till. Me just tell one nasty slut who was working with Miss Colthurst. Nasty slut, me say. As long as you're working for this here job and living under that there roof, you better lock up that pum-pum, you understand me? Lock up the pum-pum. Of course, the bitch never listened, so now she pregnant. Of course, Miss Colthurst have to let her go. On my recommendation, of course. Can you imagine? Some little stinking bottom nigger picnic run rapid round the place? On 5th Avenue? No, Baba. The white people would have one of them white people things. A conniption to rotted. So, does she go by Miss Colthurst or Ms. Colthurst? So, does she go by Miss Colthurst or Ms. Colthurst? What a way you sound stocious. Them gon' like you quick. Boy, sometime not even me know which. Soon as she start read some magazine named Ms., she say she named Ms. Colthurst, me love. Me? Just say ma'am. Ma'am, like some slavery thing. For once, she looked like she didn't know what to answer. It's 3 years now I'm with God Bless Employment Agency, and every time I come in here, she has a brand new story about some ghetto slut who got pregnant on her watch. What I don't understand is why she always feels I'm the person to tell these things to. I'm not trying to be understanding or empathetic. I just want a fucking job so that my slumlord doesn't kick me out of my top-class 5th floor walk-up with a toilet that makes all sorts of murder sounds when you flush it, and rats that now feel they can just sit up on the couch and watch TV with me. Trying to use them slavery word around the Colthurst. New York people who live on Park Avenue very antsy about them kind of remark. Oh, at least you have one of them Bible names they love on a Jamaican. Me even get a man one of them jobs last week. Can you imagine? Probably because he named Hezekiah. Who knows? Maybe them think that nobody with name from the good book going thief from them. You not no thiefing, girl. She asks me this every week I come to pick up my pay, even though I've been here 3 years. But now, she looks at me like she really wants an answer. The Colthursts aren't the usual clients, clearly. Where is my 10th grade teacher now for me to tell her what doors I've opened in life just from knowing how to speak correctly? Miss Betsy is looking at me. Some jealousy, sure. But every woman have that in them. Some envy, too, because I have what beauty contestants call deportment. After all, I am a high school educated girl from Havendale, St. Andrew. Pride, of course, because she have somebody she can finally use to impress the Colthursts. So much so that she probably trump up some false bullshit on the last girl just to get her fired. But pity, too. That one, most definitely. She's wondering how a girl like me come to this. No, Miss Betsy. Good. Good. Wonderful good. Don't ask me why I was walking on Broadway past 55th, because not a damn thing was going on that street or in my life. But sometimes, I don't know, walking down a New York street, well, it doesn't make your problems easier or manageable, but it does make you feel you can just walk. Not that I have problems. Actually, I don't have a thing. And I'll bet anybody that my nothing is bigger than their nothing any day of the week. Sometimes having nothing to worry about makes me worry, but that would be some psychological bullshit to make me feel busy. Maybe I'm just bored. People here with 3 jobs and looking for a 4th, and I wasn't even working. And that meant walking. Even I know it don't make no sense. Though it explains why these people never stop walking, even to somewhere you can get to on the subway. You really do wonder if anybody works in this city. Why are there so many people in the street? So, I was walking down Broadway from 120th. I don't know. There comes a point when you're walking that you've walked too far and there's really nothing to do but continue. Until what? I don't know. I always forget until I find myself walking again. And besides, it was only a few blocks before Times Square, and Lord knows you only need 10 minutes in Times Square to miss a quaint, charming little place like West Kingston. Not like I'd be caught dead in West Kingston. Anyway, walking down Broadway past 55th Street and looking out for freaks, flashes, and everything I always saw on TV but never see here, except for bums, and none of them ever looked like Gary Sandy undercover. The little sign was failing to stick out between two Chinese restaurants on 51st. God bless Employment Agency, which was enough to make it clear Jamaicans run it. But if that didn't do it, then the proverb at the bottom of the sign, "A soft answer turneth away wrath," which didn't have a fucking thing to do with anything, certainly did. The only thing left was to add international in the title. But I had some nerve thinking I could talk down to a place that existed to help losers like me. After all, there was only so many times you could call your American ex in Arkansas and ask for money to help before he said, "Fine, I'll send you some cash, but if you ever call my house again and threaten to talk to my wife, I'll just make a little call to the INS, and you'll see if you don't find your conniving nigger ass on the next fucking flight back to Jamaica, clutching one of those clear plastic bags they give deportees, so all of JFK Airport knows which brand of panty shields you use." I didn't want to tell him that the word nigger didn't quite have the kick he was counting on, nor bitch, nor cunt, since Jamaican girl don't respond to none of them things. But yeah, I was in no position to walk past anywhere called Employment Agency. His last gift was running out. "You know why me give you the job? 'Cause you was the first girl to come in here with some manners." "Really, Miss Betsy?" "We've also had this conversation before." She runs an employment agency that places mostly black women, mostly immigrants, into these posh houses to take care of their very young children or very old parents who, news to me, have the very same needs. In exchange for us putting up with whatever shit, sometimes literally shit, they don't ask questions about immigration or employment status. So, everyone wins. Well, two people win. I just collect the money. I don't know. It's one thing when you ask your boss for cash, but it's something else when the employer is only too happy to give it to you. The first client she sent me to was a white middle-aged couple in Gramercy, too busy to notice their weak mother smelling like cat shit and talking about those poor boys on a USS Arizona. She was in a room by herself with a thermostat set at 50 degrees at all times. The first time I met the couple, the wife didn't look at me at all, and the husband looked at me too long. Both wore all black and the same black round glasses, like John Lennon. She just said to the wall beside me, "She's in there. Do what must be done." For a split second, I wondered if they expected me to kill the woman. And what woman? In the room was nothing but pillows and a bedsheet heaped up on the bed. I had to come in closer to see that there was a little old woman in the middle of the bed. The piss and shit nearly made me walk out. Until I remembered the money orders were done coming from Arkansas. Anyway, I lasted 3 months, and it wasn't the shit. There always comes a point when you're living in a house with a man when he starts to think he can walk around with no clothes on. The first time he do it, I could tell he was really hoping I would be taken aback. But I just saw another old person to nurse. The 5th time, he said the wife was gone to her mother of veterans meeting. And I said, "So you need me to figure out where you misplaced your drawers?" The 7th time, he jiggled it in front of me, and I started laughing so loud I hiccuped. The mother in the room started shouting what was the joke, and I told her, "Hey, I didn't care." She laughed too, saying his father was just the same, always putting on a show even when nobody bought any seats. From that day, the mother was always sharp around me. She even developed a little sass. Too much sass for cocky Jiggler. I quit before he fired me and told Miss Betsy that while I will scoop up any load of shit, I'll have nothing to do with a withered white penis. She was impressed that I managed to stay in standard English the whole time, even when I asked if this was a whorehouse with granny care as a fringe benefit. "Is must be Immaculate High School you come from?" she said. "Holy Childhood," I said. "Same difference," she said. The day John Lennon was killed, I was walking my second job in the park. Another old woman, whose forgetfulness didn't yet reach the point where she forgot that she forgets. I had already taken her to the park and was about to go to bed, when she suddenly said she wanted to go to the Dakota and would not shut up about it. It was either us walking or she flying into hysterics, which usually ended with her screaming that these strange people and a Negro had kidnapped her. "I want to go, damn it! You can't stop me!" she said. Her daughter looked at me like I was hiding her Valium. Then she just fanned the two of us off. Spent the entire night outside the Dakota with her and maybe 2,000 other people. I think we sang "Give Peace a Chance" all night. At some point, I started singing too and even started crying. She died 2 weeks later. The next week, I went to a Jamaican club in Brooklyn called Star Trek. Don't ask me why. I don't like reggae and I don't dance. And Lord knows I've never had any use for this community. But I felt like I just had to since I couldn't get those deaths out of my head. The place was some old building with 3 floors, almost a brownstone. As I walked in, Gregory Isaacs' Night Nurse was playing. Some men and women looked at me like it was their job to sum up who came through the door, as if this was some Western or something. Every now and then there was a whiff of either ganja or cigar smoke. If I stayed here long enough, somebody from Jamaica was bound to think she recognized me, which just felt like the worst thing ever. Because at some point, that bitch would ask me what I was doing, and before I answer, would tell me about what she's been doing and why she's living and who got totally fat and who's just breeding like a fucking rabbit. At some point, the Rasta eyeing me since I came in slid up to me at the bar and told me I needed a back rub. This was the part where they taught you that if you ignore men, they would go away. Except boys were always in the same class. "At least let's look at the man," somebody in my head who sounded a lot like me said. Dreads, yes, but clearly groomed by a hairdresser. Light skin, almost a coolie. And lips thick, but still too pink even after years of cigarettes trying to blacken them. "What's Yannick Noah doing here?" I would have asked if I thought he knew who that was. He asked me if I thought the singer was going to recover because it really doesn't look too good. I came this close to asking what type of Jamaican uses a phrase like "doesn't look too good." "I really don't want to talk about the singer," I said. "I really don't." He kept talking with the little Jamaican accent he got from his parents or maybe his neighbors. I didn't have to hear him shorten Montego Bay to Montego instead of Mobay to know he wasn't a real Jamaican. He gave himself away the second he asked me if I had come. He left his number on the dresser when I was asleep. Part of me was prepared to be offended if I saw money under the note, but part of me kinda was hoping it was at least $50. It's 1985, and I don't want to think I've been fucking no-commitment Jamericans and wiping old ass for 4 years. But work is work, and a life is a life. Anyway, so the man put me up with the Colthursts, who for a change had an old man to take care of. I don't know. It's one thing to have to clean women parts, but man parts was another thing entirely. Yeah, a body is a body, but no part of a woman body can get stiff and poke me dress. But then, who was I fooling? The man probably hadn't poked anything since Nixon wasn't a crook. Still, it was a man. First day, August 14th. 80 West 86th Street, between Madison and Park, 15th floor. I knocked on the door and this man looking like Lyle Wagoner opens it. I just stood there, looking like an idiot. "You must be the new girl they hired to wipe my ass," he says.
Weeper. Somebody pull the sheet off. Looking at myself. My chest puffing in, my chest puffing out. Some hair, 2 nipples, cock gone to sleep on my belly. Look left at him. He wrapped himself around in the sheet tight, like caterpillar 3 days before butterfly. Not cold weather, just cool morning. He lying there like somebody agreed to let him stay, or get too tired to disagree. First, I thought him was just a spick with blonde ear dye, but he said he was 100% Anki Juice cousin. Morning. So said the clock by the bed on his side. Outside the window, nothing in the sky, proving morning right. Brooklyn navy blue. Street light throwing darkness in alleyway where man get killed, woman get raped, and pitiful fool get mugged with 2 bitch slaps. The tax for being a sucker. 3 weeks ago, Saturday night, check the scene. Walking home the short way, the white trick. Skinny muscle tight inside the cut-off t-shirt. Not gym rip, but crackhead rip, and walking step behind like a Muslim wife. None of us said nothing, but Denise Williams singing, "Let's hear it for the boy," behind a glass window 2 floors up, with a line of panty hanging on the fire escape. "Scope this ill faggot ass bullshit," this nigga say, popping out the alley wall like him was a jigsaw piece. "You 2 fudge packer picked the wrong ghetto to get on with that nasty ass shit." White crackhead inched back, and I said, "Stop." He still inching, so I turned my head and look at him. "Stop, I say." White boy make a sound like a snake hiss. Something said the nigga about to get the drop on you. I quick dodge the knife carrying hand to the left, pull him down with my left hand, swing round my back to him, and flick up my right hand. Knuckle right in the nose. Nigga yelling, but not before I knee him balls, take with the knife, then grab him left wrist, push against a board up window and crucify the motherfucker. Nigga now screaming when I said to the white boy, "Now you can run." Him laughing hard, we running and grabbing, and laughing and hardening, and stopping, and a tongue in my mouth before I say I don't use tongue. By the time we get to me walk up, we leap in step 2 by 2. Last flight of step, belt buckle pull, pants drop to floor, brief down to the knee, and body hole up. "You're not worried about the gay cancer?" He spit and push it in. "No," I say. 3 weeks now. Today. So morning. Foot already on the ground. Sun soon coming one way or another. East, northeast. Pull this end of the cover and roll him out. Him gonna fall on the floor, but at least that gonna stop the snoring. Boy wrap up himself tight like his protection. Against what? Pull, tug, pull, tug, yank, pull, tug. And in all of this, the fucking boy didn't even wake up. Try to remember him face. Brown hair, red beard, scruff. Red scruff all over kid white chest. "Oh, you're a bad boy, huh?" he say every time he push in deep. Finally roll him out of the covers. And he now on him back. Not even that wake him. Sleep perchance he dead. Yesterday the Strand didn't have no Bertrand Russell. Not many people know I am a thinking man. Maybe open a window. Maybe get back in bed and rub him hairy chest and nipples. And put my tongue in him navel. Move down and suck him awake. Last night he was another mind who find out something new. Don't think the man getting fucked must be the bitch. I shut him out and show him what my hole was for. I love you. I don't mean that, I said. Kick him foot and kick him out. Leave him and he might be here when you get back. Leave him there and come back to a house so clean, empty, that he even move off with a cockroach. Kick him foot and kick him out. Leave him here and share a line when you come back. He didn't ask for money. In the sky, a pink spot. East-northeast. Sun definitely coming on now. The spick roll over on his side, then back on his back. Think like a movie. This part you put on your clothes. Boy, wake up. But boy would be a girl. And one of you say, babe, I gotta go. Or stay in bed and do the whatever. The sheet at the man waist, but right at the woman breast. Never going to be a movie with a scene like this bedroom ever. Don't know. Could go back in bed right now. Move in under him right arm and stay there for 5 days. Yes. Do it. Do it now. Today can be the one day that can go by without me. Do it. It's not a boy this. It's a man this. In the bed spread out now like you welcoming everything and not worried about nothing. Looking at what just went up in me last night. Bad man don't take no cock. But me not bad. Me worse. Bad man don't make a man know he fucking him good. Because then he will realize a man on the top. Better to stand up or bend over so he can come from behind and invade. Moan a little, hiss. Say work it harder, fucker. Like a white girl getting black cock in a blue movie. But you really want to yell and scream and howl. Yes, I read howl. Fucking feisty white boy. You think just 'cause me black and from the ghetto me can't read? But this is not about ignorant white boy. It's about you wanting so bad to howl and bawl, but you can't howl and bawl. Because to howl and bawl is to give it up. And you can't give it up. Not to another man. Not a white man. Not any man ever. As long as you don't bawl out, you not the girl. You not born for it. Come out of prison and say, fuck the Bible. A hole is just a hole. Make a deposit or I make a withdrawal and leave something in. Either you is the depositor or you is the bank. Either way, in prison you're always carrying something in your asshole. And all the body holes behind bars add up to one trade route. Asshole in the east take goods to asshole in the west. Destination inmate in the south with money or other goods. Bag of cocaine. Pack of Wrigley's, Hershey bar, Snickers, Milky Way, ganja, hashish, beeper, toothpaste, diet pill, Xanax, Percocet, sugar, aspirin, cigarette, lighter, tobacco, golf ball with tobacco or cocaine, rolling paper, matches, lip smackers, lubricant, syringe with eraser over the needle, 15 lottery tickets, 3 years in prison, and a dick is just another thing to put up your ass. Man lying in bed, he didn't sound like a New Yorker. Don't think about seeing him again. A cock is just a dick. Rotted, me can't ever remember pussy. Not since Miami and fuck Griselda Blanco. I have to go to the airport. 6:15. In 9 hours, Josie on a plane from Jamaica. In 12 to 13 hours, he going to be here. We're going to a house in Brooklyn that he mark out from in Jamaica. Every block in New York have a crack house. And a crack house is a crack house. But he want to see this certain crack house. He want to see up front who buying the rock and who selling it so he can report personally to Medellin. That is what he say on the phone. I asked him if this was a secure line. He laugh at 3 minutes and say, do your work and stop watch TV. New York need to be locked tight like Miami, he say. But he didn't say that he really don't believe me can do it. I just want to move in right under this man's arm and live there. He said he coming to New York to cool out from Jamaica. But Jamaica need a serious cool out from Josie Wales. A posse man passed through Brooklyn 2 weeks ago and tell me news about what go down in May. Easter come and gone and Rima, the bump on Copenhagen City backside, act him up as per usual. Nobody know where the garbage lands end and Rima begin. But at least one time per year they puff their chests and declare they want more. More than being Copenhagen City fractal. And they think they can demand and threaten things like go over to the PNP. Garbage to the north and sea to the south. But don't eat any fish them catch. Saturday night, 9 p.m., maybe 10, and maybe still hot. Man playing domino, woman washing clothes in the back by the standpipe. Girls and boys playing dandy shandy. 6-car draw down in the middle of the street and fan out. 3 to the left, 3 to the right. Josie and 5 man jump out of the first car. 15 more man jump out of the other 5. Everybody have M16. Josie and him posse sweep down the road, and man, woman and picnic running and screaming. A man and a woman run to the house, but Josie follow close and clip the 2 right by the door. Man open fire and shoot up all playing domino. 2 man tried to run but got trapped in the bullet dance. Woman grabbing picnic and running. The posse run from house to house, fence to fence, sticking the hand over the zinc and rat-a-tat-tat. Where the men be? 19 gunmen run and fire, people running mad like ants. Josie Wales walk, he never run. He see a target, consider it, walk up slow and kill. Posse men mark a pattern in the zinc with bullet. Somebody shoot a picnic. The woman screaming too loud and bawling too long. So Josie walk up to her and put the gun right the back of her head. Josie and the posse draw away from Rima. 12 people dead. Police draw down on Copenhagen City and take away 2 guns. But that is all. Nobody can touch the Don. Josie coming to NYC. Don't know if him come here before. He never say. Him brethren in the Bronx take charge of Uptown. 2 peas, 1 pod. They go back from 1966. The brethren was selling weed from 1977, but branched to cocaine before it become the white wife. He dealing big as fuck. 300,000 pound ganja, 20,000 pound cocaine. Bronx is the base, and from the base he get product to Toronto, Philadelphia and Maryland. Don't know him good, and Josie don't need me working for him. Or maybe he tell Josie don't send that man up here. When him posse need a beast, he ship man from Kingston, Montego Bay and St. Anne. A loose cannon is what he call me. But not to me. He said to Josie. Josie coming to NYC. This is about me. It's not about me and it's not about the man in the bed. As soon as a Jamaican come to New York, he vanish. He hitch right beside other yard man in the Bronx so they can build a jam down between Boston Road and Gun Hill. Not me. Me want to vanish. That's why me leave Miami for New York. Not coming till night. I don't have nowhere to go. 3.5 line of coke right there on the coffee table. The man right here in bed on him back. Him hands behind him head and he looking at me. Last week in the East Village, a parking lot behind this apartment building. A white boy sprawl out and boasting on a chaise lounge. Like said the beach was 1 block over. Brown hair, red beard, red scruff all over white chest, and blue shorts he roll up so high me first think him was wearing a bikini. Sunbathing, he say. I ask him if he mean that lying just so in the sun would make him clean. He pull a cigarette from a pack of Newports and give me one. Not from around here. Huh? You're not from around here. Oh, no. Looking? No. Then how are you gonna know when you found it?
Tristan Phillips. I see you just give me the look, Alex Pierce. No, not the look you're giving me now. Not that owl staring into a flashlight look. The one you gave me 15 seconds ago. I know that look. You've been carefully studying me for a while now. How much months? 6? 7 maybe? You know how prison is. Everybody lose count of days, even with a calendar right over the toilet. Or maybe you don't know. Honestly, from what I hear, from Jimmy the Vietnam vet, prison is just like boot camp. Boring more than anything else. Nothing to do but see and wait. You don't have nothing to wait on, but you realize you don't need to. You just in the middle of wait, and once you forget the what for, there's nothing but to wait. You should try it. Right now, I count down days by how long before I'm going to have to shit a crack vial out of my ass and slip into some guard pocket so it will buy me 1 more month of keeping my locks. A boy said to me only last week, "But Dreddy, how you manage to keep your locks in prison so long? They must think you have 15 shank hiding in there." I tell him, sorry, told him, I keep forgetting you're taping this. That it take me years to convince the powers that be that if a Muslim brother can keep his cap and dye his beard red, then I have the right to keep my dread. When that didn't work, I tell them what they want to hear. With so many lice and ticks in there, to even touch it might give them Lyme disease. There, you did it again. You and your look. The if only look. The maybe if I had all the breaks, no, the opportunities, then I could have been something else, maybe even you. The problem, of course, is if I were you, I would be waiting all my life to talk to a man like me. No, don't ask me about life in the fucking ghetto. I forget those days long time. You couldn't last 2 days in Rikers if you didn't learn to forget. Hell, in here, you forget you're not supposed to suck dick. So no, I'm the wrong person to ask what it was like in the ghetto. It's not like I was born there. 1966. You really gonna ask me about 1966, brethren? No, star, me not talk about no 1966. Not 67 neither. But seriously, Alex, prison library serious to fuck? We got a plenty library in Jamaica, and not one have book like the number of books me see in Rikers. One of them is this book, Middle Passage. Some coolie write it, V.S. Naipaul. Brethren, the man said West Kingston is a place so fucking bad that you can't even take a picture of it, because the beauty of the photographic process lies to you as to just how ugly it really is. Oh, you read it? Trust me, even him have it wrong. The beauty of how him write that sentence still lie to you as to how ugly it is. It's so ugly, it shouldn't produce no pretty sentence ever. But how you going to know about peace if you don't learn what start the war in the first place? What kind of journalist you be if you don't want to know the backstory? Or maybe you know it already. Either way, you can't know about peace or war, or even how Copenhagen City come about the first place unless you learn about a place called Balaclava. Picture it, white boy. 2 standpipe, 2 bathroom, 5,000 people. No toilet, no running water. House that hurricane rip apart, only for it to come back together like magnet was the thing holding it in place. And then look at what's surrounding it. The largest dump at Bumper Hall, the garbage lands where they now have a high school, the slaughterhouse, draining blood down the streets right to the gully, the largest sewage treatment plant so Uptown can flush the shit straight down to it, the largest public cemetery in the West Indies, the morgue, and 2 largest maternity hospitals in the West Indies, Coronation Market, the largest market in the Caribbean, almost all of the funeral parlors, the oil, the railway, and the bus depot. But why you come here, Alex Pierce? What you really want to know, and why you wasting my time with questions that the Jamaican Information Service can answer? Oh, I see. I see your method. When last you go back to Jamaica? No real reason. You just look like somebody who either never been or can't go back. What that look like? Honestly, I didn't know until I just said it to see what you would do. Now I know what it looked like. all the way to Rikers. How many strings you just pull, Pierce? You know what? Don't tell me. I'm going to find out the same way I just find out about you and Jamaica. Ask your question then. Brethren, you know me come from the Rastafari area, so why you ask a question like that? You really think the JLP was going to help the Rasta part or the PNP of Balaclava? You still so dense? Anyway, Uncle Ben's rice tough like fuck anyway. But that day, man, shit. You know something though? Balaclava never did so bad depending on where you lived or who you live with. It's not like every day some baby dead or some people get their face eaten off by rats or anything. I mean, things wasn't good at all. But still, me can remember certain morning just going out and laying down in the grass, just pure green grass, and watch hummingbird and butterfly dance over me. 1949 me born. I always feel that when my mother gave birth, she was already on her way to England and just throw me off the ship. Don't care so much that both daddy and mommy check out. But why them have to leave me with this half-coolie face? Even my Rasta brethren laugh about it, saying when the Black Starliner finally come to take us to Africa, they're going to have to chop me in half. Man, what you know about the Jamaican run-ins? Sometimes I think being a half-coolie worse than being a batty man. This brown-skinned girl looked upon me one time and say how it's sad that after all God go through to give me pretty hair, him curse me with that skin. The bitch said to me, all my dark skin do is remind her that my forefather was a slave. So me say me have pity for you too. Because all your light skin do is remind me that your great-great-grandmother get raped. Anyway, Balaclava. Sunday. My little mattress was a hospital bed they threw out. Me was already awake, but it was like the rumble wake me. Don't ask me if I feel it or hear it first. It's like 1 second there was nothing, then the next second there was the rumble. Then me cup fall off the stool. The rumbling just getting louder and louder, and noise now, like a plane flying really low. It shake all four wall. Me sit up in the bed, and as I look to the window, the wall just crunch flat. This big iron jaw just chomp on me wall and rip it away. The jaw just rip into the wall and bite it off. I scream like a girl. Me jump off the bed just before the jaws burst through more zinc and chomp down dirt in the ground, me bed, me stool, and part of the roof me build with me own hand. Now that the roof loose, 2 walls to support it start to fall apart. Me run out before the whole thing collapse and still the jaws keep coming back. No, we don't want to talk about Warwicker Hill neither. Where the fuck you get these questions? Man, what you really care about? 66 or 85? Make up your mind and stop asking questions when damn well already know the answer. You come here to talk about Josie Wales. That's all everybody want to talk about after last May. Oh wait, you don't know? Me and Rikers, and me know everything, and you one of them newsmen and you don't know? I hear me and Wales used to live near each other, but it would be another 10 years before I meet him. But him was JLP, and after JLP drive me out of Balaclava, me never have nothing to do with those people until the peace treaty. Anyway, thanks for Selassie I Jah Rastafari, or I don't know what me woulda do. Anyway, little after the fall of Balaclava. Get it? Anyway, after the fall, Babylon locked me up. Can't even remember which club. Turntable? Neptune Bar? People who know better do better, they always say. The damn thing is all my pocket was $5 and a bottle of Johnny Walker. I guess it was a year for each dollar, eh? So, I come out of General Penitentiary in 1972. And it's like Jamdon was a different place totally. Or at least a different party running things. Even the music you was hearing was different. Then again, maybe it wasn't so different. But 1972, if you were a young man and you wanted anything, a job, a house, shit, even certain kind of woman, you had to go through 2 people, Buntin Banton and Dishrag. The two was the top-ranking PNP dance in Kingston, maybe Jamaica. I come out and me see all these men. Shatta Sheriff, may he rest in peace, Scotsman, Tony Flash from S90 Posse. All them man dressed like top-ranking, with plenty girls looking hot and ready. And me say, is where una get money from? Them say, you better link up with Buntin Banton and Dishrag and get a job with the Gully Works project. At least that was some decent money, even if you didn't have to use your head once. The only thing you had to worry about was the police. That was until the police killed Buntin Banton and Dishrag. Funny. When the shotters were around, I get decent work, but as soon as they kill the shotters, I become a shotter. The thing is, though PNP man was vicious, they never really have any ambition. The thing about a thug is he can only think small. Shatta Sheriff take over as the ranking don for the 8 lanes, and him used to have the second in command who probably in command now. I think we call him Funny Boy. I can't even remember now. Anyway, all these guys could do was protect territory and make sure they didn't lose anything to JLP gunman. But the JLP rudies, man, them man did have ideas. Jose Wales was talking to the Colombians long before they even realized they would get tired of the Bahamians. Oh, and here is something a lot of people don't know. Him can chat Spanish. Me hear him talk it over the phone one time. Only God he knows when the man did learn Spanish. The two side, PNP and JLP, realize they have one thing in common. Babylon out to kill you whether you was an animal with stripes or spots. After Green Bay, everybody did know that, not just gunman. Them never bother you so much if you was PNP, but them police and soldier would kill anybody. I should tell you about when we run into Rawhide. You know Rawhide? And he writing book about Jamaica? Rawhide is one inspector in the Jamaica Police Constabulary, and a big-time politician personal bodyguard. No, me no know him real name. So we down in Two Friends nightclub downtown, way downtown on the pier, and everybody just a level the vibes. Everybody just cool. No botheration a go on. Nobody trying to shoot nobody. Everybody just a drink and reason and rub up on a girl, 'cause the new Dennis Brown song just a nice up the dance. When Hoofy bust pon the scene, but Rawhide. Bad man and rude boy don't afraid of nobody, but everybody know Rawhide don't afraid of nobody neither. And my boy come in trash out in the latest fashion. 2 guns strapped to him side, like he really named Rawhide, and an M16 in him hand. Now everybody know the rule with Rawhide. If he find you with gun, you dead. Just like that. No question, just dead. Brops. I just pick out the gun out of my waist with 2 fingers like his baby nappy, put one arm around my girl waist like me dancing with her, and push the gun right between her bosom. Lola. Her name was Lola. She was... Why you laughing? Oh, right. Anyway, I thought you was asking me about the peace treaty. Boy, you have a way of going off topic. But tell me something, Alex Pierce. Why this subject intrigue you? Is that the word? Why this subject intrigue you so much? Honestly, now that I look back at it, this peace treaty was a little shit stain that washed away in the first laundry. Shatta Sheriff is the man who approached me about being the chairman of the Peace Council. First, he and Papa Lowe and some other man all go to England to convince the singer to come back and do a concert to raise some money for the ghetto. Now ask me why with all these politicians in the ghetto every day, we still had to launch a concert to raise money. Anyway, him put up my name to be chairman and nobody object. Shatta Sheriff, man, I never see a man so sad to give me a gun, like me disappoint him or something. Even among the gunmen, he always giving me non-gunman things to do like organize dance and arrange funeral. And even have me talk couple times to whichever politician come through the ghetto. One time, some white people with camera come through to do some story about Coronation Market. And he just say, Tristan, coolie boy, go show them white people the market and talk your talk. We don't know what I'm talking about, but When the white woman turned on her camera, Mrs. say, she don't just expect me to show her coronation market. She also expect me to talk about it. Them all give me the mic like me about to host Soul Train. Shut a sheriff, man. Him was something else. Him was... I... Stop the tape. Just stop the tape. Stop the fucking tape. Where you going? Sit yourself down and make me tell you a story. The singer readying for the second piece concert. Lighting setup, microphone, stage, everything. The singer even do one more sound check. Me in the office and get a call from Josie Wales that one of the lighting equipment boxes still at the wharf and they need it on stage now. So me call the Minister of National Security to clear the box. Wales send one of him man from the JLP to go deal with the equipment. This man who call himself Weeper. You spend 1 minute with this man, you smell that he performing. Something about him not there. Something about him that you just know all you seeing of him is all he set out to show. Him even say yes like he acting in front of audience. So here me was in the meeting when somebody tell me that this box of equipment never reached the concert, even though me have documentation sitting on me desk. When somebody said that plenty man in Copenhagen throwing their old guns to the Wang Gang because brand new guns show up all of a sudden, me look straight at Weeper, who didn't even blink. Me end the meeting early and remind them that some of the money from the concert don't come in yet. Weeper, 1 second, me say, and he hold back. What the bumperclot a go on? What the bumperclot? But what? Him say. What is fuck about the lighting equipment? You didn't know it was gone in there? Phillips, no you choose me to go pick it up? You ask me? Don't try play cute pussy hole, it don't suit you, me say. Him screw up him face like him smelling something bad. Then he say to me, look, Bedrin, you in at the peace runnings, go on through with that, me not going to stop you. Me a deal with peace too, but it don't spell your way. Then him walk away. Funny, I don't think he would have talked like that to any other man in the ghetto. I still don't know if he was trying to show me that him dangerous or him smart. Him definitely didn't like me telling him that he wasn't cute. But enough of that pussy hole for now. Tell me the truth, Alex Pierce. Why you can't go back to Jamaica?
This ends Disc 15.